Disappointing night for us, for sure. I thought they got off to a great start, and then we kind of steadied ourselves, and then we were able to get a little bit of control of the game there to start the second half. I think we got up 7. And then, they were able to go on a really good run there. I thought, give them credit. I thought their physicality, that's what they do. They're one of the nation's leaders in free throw attempts. They really attack your paint. They go into the post. They drive the ball, and they were able to do that very well, I thought, in the second half. And even still, we were hanging around there. It was a couple possession game. I felt we were right there under 4 timeout, and I think Vic was shooting 2 free throws. And, I just thought we got a couple stops, but I thought we had a couple empty possessions, took a couple rush shots, and then, they were able to get a couple big buckets late. Bohannon got too late. I think it was his only 2 baskets of the game, those 2 drives. So give Iowa credit. They're a really good team, just like everybody in our league. But we're certainly disappointed because felt like this was a game, at home you gotta find a way, and we just weren't able to do that.
Vic is probably a better shooter than what he's shown, especially from 3. What do you say?
Yeah, I just thought he missed some shots he normally makes, and I thought he took a couple ones that maybe, I think took a couple long ones, that maybe in transition there that, you'd like to get a little better one. But look, he's going to shoot the ball. He's been a terrific shooter for us. He's a very good player, and some nights you make them and some nights they just don't go in. So, and then he got in foul trouble. So that kind of, he had those 3, he got 3 quick ones there in the second half to get to 4. So then you're kind of managing that the rest of the night. So, I want him to be aggressive. You guys know that. Take his shots, and if as long as we take good ones, he knows he's got the green light to take as many as that are there.
It seemed like Iowa's bigs were able to draw a lot of fouls. What were you seeing interior with Derek and then with Barrett also?
Yeah, I'd have to look at the tape. There's a lot of contact down there. So it's they did a good job. Like I said, that's what they do. They pound the paint. They go inside. And it's not always on the big guys. The guards have to do a better job of making those passes tougher. The entry passes. It's not all our big guys have to do their work. And try to make it a tough entry pass as well as the guards. We got to do a better job making their fight for their catches and making those passes. I thought those entry passes at times were just a little too easy. And, against really good players, if you get it real deep, it's going to be tough. They're either going to score or they're going to get fouls. And, I thought they did a really good job of attacking our paint in the second half and got us in a lot of foul trouble, which affected the game. No, first of all, you don't know he's not playing because he's out there warming up. So you just approach the game. You're playing a really good team. They have good players. Garza's good. Kriener's good. You saw Wieskamp is a really good young player. So, obviously for them not having Cook, it's a loss. He's a terrific player. But for us, it's business as usual. You gotta play the game. And you respect your opponent. That had nothing to do with it. They just played better than we did tonight.
You guys started out in a 2-3 zone and then came back to man-to-man, then went back to the zone later. Was there a reason for playing zone at different points in the game?
Just different looks. Part of it was because they're so physical. We're trying to protect some foul trouble at times. And that coming into the game. That's you look at the numbers, they draw a lot of fouls. So just wanted to give them some different looks. When you get into conference play, you gotta throw some different pitches. You gotta give people some different looks at times. They do a good job of that. They mix some zone in here and there and into their man. And, we just felt like it could be effective in spots. I thought, early in the game, it did its job. We couldn't score early. I thought we got like 4 stops to start the game. And, we missed a couple wide open shots and, got a couple in and outs. And so, I thought we could have gotten off to a little bit better start had we scored. So just kind of throwing a little different wrinkle in there as the season goes on.
Coach, first half, you guys got a few big plays from guys like Ryan Greer, Pete Nance. Second half, you leaned pretty heavily on the 5 you've been going with. Can you talk a little bit about the bench production from half to half?
Yeah, I think it's been getting better. It's I think Gaines again. You see tonight we get 20 points off our bench. So I mean, I'm pleased with that. So those guys, I thought they did a good job. They they play hard. The young guys especially. These are great experiences for them playing in these big games. And they're going to make mistakes at times being young, but you want them to be aggressive and you want them to play hard. But yeah, I mean, if you if you tell me I'm going to get 20 points off my bench, I'd be happy with that.
How would you evaluate Barrett's season so far, and where do you kind of see him in his development?
I'm pleased with Barrett. I thought he's actually throughout the whole year he's played very well. He comes in, he gives great energy, he's physical, he defends his position well. He's been opportunistic offensively. Tonight he gets 4 fouls, so there's a lot of physicality down there. And I thought he was kind of the recipient of some of those calls, so it was hard for him to get much of a rhythm. But I feel like Barrett's doing a really good job, and he's a key guy for us going forward.
Coach, even with Cook out, some of the Iowa big men gave you guys some trouble, including Luka Garza, who at 6'10" shot 11 from the stripe. What went wrong there?
Well, I said, they got the ball very deep. They did a good job. We got to do a better job, denying the entry passes, and they were able to get really deep position with guys behind them, whether it was Derek or Barrett. And he does a good job with he's a physical guy. He creates contact, and he does a good job of getting himself to the line. They do that against everybody. I think they average about the same amount of free throws as they got tonight. So, that's been a real strength of theirs, and it's something we tried to, we talked about coming into the game. But then when you get out there and you play against the physicality, it's tough. That's why they're a good team.
Ryan Taylor's made 13 threes in his last 4 games. Do you think that he's starting to turn to the shooter that you expect him to be at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I do. I feel like he's getting his legs underneath him. He's more comfortable in what we're doing. He's kind of learning where his spots are. I'm learning how to use him better with each game, and that's something we want to be able to go to. Is his ability. We need his scoring, as well as his all-around game. We need him to be a good player for us. That's why we brought him here, and I feel like he's actually starting to play really well. Not that he's had some good games early, but the last few, I feel like he's really starting to get his legs underneath him and play well. All right, thank you guys.